Jared Holes, healthcare strategy, equity strategist with Jefferies. Jared, thank you for joining us. So we just heard from Meg all about the AstraZeneca clinical trials. You believe it's too early to draw deep conclusions on the clinical trials we've seen. I mean, the markets continue to go up on this news. What do you think people are missing here?
Well, I think we just have to wait a little bit longer in terms of understanding what the duration for these various vaccine programs is going to be before jumping to, sort of a final conclusion on all of this stuff. It's been, a couple weeks subsequent to the final dose for the first two vaccine programs that read out that we've discussed for the past couple of months. And today with AstraZeneca, it looks like pieces of that data are very good, although the market, I think, has sort of decided over the near term that it's not as good as what Pfizer and Moderna have put up with those 90% plus efficacy results. But I think what we have is a lot of good news. I think we'll be getting more and more clinical data over the next couple of months, and we'll have a better idea of what the playing field is really going to be for 2021.
Jared, I don't know if these are reported prices or just based on source information, but it seems that this AstraZeneca vaccine costs $3 to $4 per dose, whereas the Pfizer one's more like $20 per dose. I mean, that is a massive gap. And I guess if the efficacy really is 90% to 95%, that's quite a small gap. And I guess the cost starts to play more of a significant role in different countries' minds as to what they demand.
I 100% agree, Wilf, with that. I think the AstraZeneca pricing at $4 per regimen versus some of the other programs that we're speaking of, Pfizer, Moderna, at $30, $40, $50, potentially upwards of those numbers, make me think that with the government being the biggest purchaser in many cases of these vaccines, at least early on, if the AZN data can get better over time, if the gap can be closed even marginally versus some of the other programs that have read out, I think the pricing dynamic is a huge piece, and not enough investors are talking about it. And I think it's because all we're going on right now is this efficacy, the 90% efficacy versus some of the more, closer to 70% when you look at the combined data set out of AstraZeneca. My sense is that over time, we're going to see some convergence here, and that pricing is really going to play a much stronger role, especially in the developing world and in much more price-sensitive regions like Europe, where I can't imagine that AstraZeneca, at $3, $4 would take a backseat to some of these other programs if the data, again, is more similar than different.
Jared, thanks so much for joining us. Great to see you as always. AstraZeneca stock down 1.2% as we stand.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.